Hey guys, David Maxim Micic here. Today we are going to dive into Bias Amp 2 together. So let's jump into it. I'm seriously running out of things to shoot around this room. I need to do something about that. Before we start, I gotta tell you, I got nothing prepared. How I imagined this review slash walkthrough video to be is me powering up the Bias Amp 2 and making a sound. Yeah, so that way I don't have like a pre-made sound I've spent hours on tweaking and then it sounds all sick. Let's see what we can do in the next 5 to 10 minutes with this plugin. What this plugin is all about is you choosing your favorite amplifier and then modifying that amplifier, which Bias Amp 2 is all about as much as the original Bias Amp. Let's jump into Bias Amp 2. While that's starting up, don't expect any crazy shredding playing type stuff happening. I'm not here to show off my skills today. I'm here to make a good tone. Let's put our focus into this amazing software. My go-to amplifier usually is British Lead 800, which is JCM 800. And I'm not getting signal because oh, I didn't plug in my guitar. Speaking of not being prepared, yeah, so British Leads 800, that's my go-to amplifier. Let's hear how that sounds right off the bat. Sounds pretty good, but I think we can make more out of this. What I usually like to do is just go straight into the preamp section. Speaking of preamp, we have a couple of different types of preamps. We're gonna keep the standard preamp on mainly because of these two sections, pre-EQ and post-EQ, which I find really useful when crafting a guitar sound. And what I usually like to do right off the bat is push tube stages up and then gain knob down. So what I find happens when I push tube stages and turn the gain knob down is I get more definition out of the sound. I find this more satisfying. Then distortion knob, I'm just gonna keep it where it is. Our low cut frequency, I think they moved it a little bit too far. Let's keep it down. Maybe a little bit up. That's kind of cool. Now high cut frequency, which cuts the high frequencies. I kind of find it useful. So if I turn off the noise gate, if you're listening to this on your headphones, you'll hear a hiss noise. And that noise can be reduced a little bit by cutting high frequency, like that. Now, if you overdo it, you're gonna lose your high end, so you don't want to do that. You want to keep it. I guess you have to, measure how much you're willing to sacrifice your high frequencies for the sake of having less noise and vice versa. But yeah, we have a noise gate, so we'll just turn that on. And bias, ironically, I like to turn down a little bit. I don't know why. I just find the sound being a bit more clean. Now, what I really like about this preamp section is the pre-EQ and the post-EQ. Pre-EQ especially, that kind of shapes the sound that comes into the preamp. Now if I turn the low shelf up, you're gonna get a lot of muddiness in our sound. So I like to keep that down and then compensate for that in the later stage, I guess. Middle frequency is usually your kind of like a character. So if you turn that up, that's a pretty horrible middle frequency placement, honestly. And I'm gonna turn that down. And then high shelf, you're gonna turn up because you're gonna get a little bit more string type of sound coming into the preamp section, which is always cool. For the post EQ, I'm gonna keep it where it is, and I'm just gonna go back to the custom panel. I'm gonna tweak it just a little bit, put the gain up a little bit more. Bass is good where it is. Maybe try more middle. So it cuts better through the mix. And what I usually like to do, I like to turn down the treble and then boost up the presence. Which in this case sounds kind of cool. So I'm gonna push it. Let's see what happens if you push master up. It kind of acts like a gain knob. So I kind of like that, to be honest. I'm not sure what that does to amp in a physical sense, to be honest, but sounds cool. Then we have an EQ, which we are not going to use for now. Tone stack, you can choose from the list to whatever tone stack that you like. I'm gonna try British Modern. Both sound good. I'm gonna keep it at, I don't know, let's keep it at British Crunch. Then we are moving to our power amp section, which I guess we can go more experimental and more crazy with this. Go with the crunch, maybe. Let's try insane. Make our GCM 800 a bit more modern, more heavy metal focused, I guess. This could be interesting. There's all the different tubes that we can use. This one provides more distortion even with lower gain settings. Sounds cool to me. Let's use it on both. That's kind of cool. Push the master up a little bit more. Let's push bias, see what happens. I'm not sure what that does to the sound, honestly. I'll just keep it like this. Presence, fuck it, all the way up. That sounds kind of cool. It sounds kind of creamy and a little bit muddy. But let's see what else we can do. Here we can change our transformer type. Already this one kind of opens up the sound a little bit. Nope. This is really cool. This kind of cleans up that muddiness I just mentioned a minute ago. So yeah, let's choose our cabinet and see where it goes. I'm a huge fan of vintage 30s, so I might as well keep at this. So this is all our vintage 30s. Your ear is probably adjusted to this frequency shape right now, so the other ones might seem kind of weird. we can easily come back to vintage 30s again. So let's hear. That's our vintage 30. I like that. Let's try orange. A lot more high end, still kind of cool. Angle. I'm usually a huge fan of angle cabinets, but in this case, I'm not really sure about it. It sounds kind of... let's try other ones. Rectifier. Yeah, not a fan of this one, honestly. Let's try British G12V. This is kind of cool. British Carbon. Way more bright. Metal 5, whatever that is. Sounds like metal. Let's go back to our selection. Vintage 30s. I'm gonna keep at this, honestly, and guess move our mic a little bit around. So by moving the mic back, we are getting rid of that low end muddiness a little bit. Maybe that's a bit too much. A little bit back. Let's try closed back and open back switch. Both sound good. Open back sounds a bit more less muddy. That's a sentence. Let's keep it at that. Let's add a second mic, which is a new feature in this version of bias amp. So let's add our ribbon mic. Then we have our mixer, where we can hear each mic individually. Once again, sorry about my playing not being all spectacular and stuff. It's not about shredding, it's about... or something like that. So let's hear a ribbon mic. So if you put it down just for the character's sake or for using two mics' sake, let's hear it out. That's pretty cool. A bit richer sound in the lower end. And then we can add an EQ, clean up that low mids a little bit. Then we can add a little bit more high end. So without our EQ and with EQ, it's a subtle difference, but it can play a huge role in the mix. And then we have the amp match, which is kind of cool, but I got nothing to match. That's pretty much it. So that's it. That's our sound. That's our guitar sound. And that was easy. Now comes the hard part. And that's the aesthetics of our amplifier. And we can make it our own in a way. I kind of like this, to be honest. Rough black. That looks kind of nice. I might spend a few minutes here working on this. Oh, actually, I like this brown one, but not with that golden plate. The panel. Let's black. Ooh, and the knobs are matching the name of the amplifier. Oh, we also have to come up with the name for the amplifier. I want to keep it Marshall style, so we can start with M. Maximum. Let's do maximum. Apply. That's our amplifier. It's called Maximum. Heavily modified, modern GCM 800 sounding amp. That sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna save this. Save. Now what I want to try really quickly, and this is gonna take another minute, I'm gonna bypass our bias amp 2. I'm gonna turn on the bias FX. I'm gonna keep the overdrive. Let's choose our amp. It should be in bias amp 2. And it is, which is super nice. That's our amplifier. So I wanna try push it a little bit more with the tube screamer. Tighten up the whole thing, see what happens. Not bad. I want to try another type of distortion, see what we can do. Distortion X. I think I've used this one before. I think it's, yeah. It's kind of cool because it has all these really cool knobs like mid, treble, bass, mid frequency, which I kind of like to keep around 1.5K. Let's put bass a little bit down, mid up, gain all the way down. Let's try it. So this is without. This is with. No sound. Okay. Gain. Yeah, we need to have gain coming in. A bit less volume. More bass. And then if we need more bass, there's output settings right here, and we can just put a little bit more bass in. Let's see our noise gate. Threshold up, decay down. That's pretty cool. I like that sound. I kind of want to try and play through this amp with my Fender Stratocaster, see what happens. Less gain, obviously. Here, here. That sounds pretty super cool. That sounds. Trying quick delay on, just delay. What should we play? Some old school Steve Lukather. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it for this video. I'm gonna share these presets on ToneCloud. You guys can download it. I haven't had a chance to try it in the mix. That's up to you. Send me the song that you wrote. I'm actually really interested to see what you guys can come up with. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope my playing didn't bore you to that. But, you know, the point of this video wasn't me showing off my amazing guitar skills. It was, you know, showing off this amazing piece of software. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe to my channel. I'll have more videos like this coming. Leave a comment, ask me something in the comment section. I'll be there for sure answering your messages. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. That was such a stupid outro.